Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, wherever you are in this great world of ours. Today I'm doing a continuation on the what is in your backpack. And there were a few people that, when I posted this, especially on my Facebook social page, was asking me some questions. So what I'm doing here today is I'm going to offer a quick example of when I talk about what is in your backpack. And when I talk about this, what I'm talking about, and this is some of this comes from the movie from Up in the Air with George Clooney in it, which to me is a good movie about life in general and what is important in life. And when I think about this, and I like the term "what is in your backpack," and it kind of stirred some issues with me being an IO psychologist, is that I break this down into three areas, and the first one is when we talk about it, how much do you want to pack in your backpack? In other words, what are where are you achieving, or what is your goal and expectations? Now when we talk about this backpack, I'm talking about friends, family, your past, your present, though I don't like the words of using the past, because really everyone should try to live in the present and be genuine, but people still carry things in their past, which is in this backpack. And the goal is how long is a trip? So in other words, if you're taking a hike and you're doing an hour trip, you're not going to necessarily need that much in your backpack. But if you're taking a whole day trip, you're going to need a couple gallons of water. You're going to need food. You're going to need maybe a change of clothes. If it's higher elevations, you may need a jacket. So in essence, you have to figure out where you want to achieve with this in your life. So that is the first step. So in other words, for myself is where do I want to be in life? So the first thing you have to do is figure out what I need to pack. And remember, and I tell this to people that are like divorced and have kids as well. And what you're doing is, if you're a divorced dad, or if you're a single mom or a single dad, you have to take into account those issues of your children, because they are part of this adventure. So when you do something, that part of that is important. Also, if you're in a leadership role within your organization, you have to take that into account too, because even though you may not like your job, you're in essence, you're still in a leadership role, and what you accomplish or what you don't accomplish reflects on people that are underneath you in the organization, but it also reflects on your personality as well. The second point that I think is important, and it more or less coincides with what I was saying here before, is what is your essentials? What are you trying to take that is of necessarily? For instance, do with this inflation time, do you need just the bare minimum to get by in life? And like for instance, myself, I'm always reflecting on how to downsize, because really the point is you have to start saving, and you have to start thinking about where you see things. So essentially, what you're trying to do is figure out, in my life, for instance, is downsizing, and figure out what I can afford, what I can't afford, and how far and how willing am I willing to do that. Some things I'm doing is like to cut my food costs, is maybe do fasting instead of buying soft drinks, getting water. So these are things like that. Instead of buying the expensive coffee, I have a coffee maker now at home. Just have coffee, or instead of buying tea out in a machine, make the tea and take it into work. So these are cost essential items that you may or may not want to do. But I was using that as an illustration because there's things that I want to achieve as well in life. Thirdly, and this is important, do when you're going from point A to point B, did you achieve that goal? In essence, say if I took a hike, an hour hike, did I get to that point where I wanted to get? For instance, like if I was hiking out in Tucson and I wanted to go to Mount Lemmon, well, I can drive almost 4/5 of the way there and then get to the top of Mount Lemmon. But say I wanted to park at the bottom of the and then hike up the mountain. Well, that's a different story, and that's a day. So, in essence, what you got to do is where's your point A and where's your point B? In essence, and that goes back to point one, as I said before, is how much did you pack? How much are the essentials? I think a lot of this, folks, is critical anymore. So, with that said, this is some clear points about what is in your backpack. Anyway, please like and subscribe at the bottom. If you have any questions and concerns, please reach out to me at bthomasmillerpsych@gmail.com. Please like and subscribe. Have any questions, feel free to email. Anyway, folks, have a great week. And please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. Anyway, hope to talk to you soon. Bye.